everybody, so we've got a fun review today as we're discussing Oppenheimer. We're now in part 2 of Barbenheimer week on the channel. I already have a review up for Barbie if you want to check that out. But yeah, anytime there's a new movie by Christopher Nolan in theaters, I'm going to be there day one. He's one of my favorite directors. While I'm not that knowledgeable about J. Robert Oppenheimer, I figured with this film it would be a fascinating peek behind the curtain on the man known as the father of the atom bomb. Oppenheimer certainly is a dense experience. At roughly 3 hours long, it covers a vast amount of material focused around the man himself, the build-up to the bomb, and the aftermath. And from start to finish, I pretty much was engrossed in all of it due to the way that Christopher Nolan approaches the material, because this very much isn't your conventional biopic-style format. It's giving you, the audience, this ominous reflection of the haunting dangers of science and what we as people are capable of. At the core of Oppenheimer, what steers this historical drama is the inventive usage on how it tells its story, weaving back and forth across different time periods to creatively structure the narrative, which can still at times be a little bit confusing. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. At this point, it's kind of just what you expect from his style of storytelling and his scripts. But even still, I think by the end, everything comes together brilliantly with how everything connects within Oppenheimer's life. Whether it's the build-up to the creation of the atom bomb, the fallout of it, and the interrogations, if you will, on whether or not he had any ties to the Communist Party. Many fans of Christopher Nolan are quite familiar with Cillian Murphy and are fans of Cillian Murphy because he's in a lot of his films, but we also know that rarely he does get the spotlight, so it was very exciting for him to be the star, the lead of Oppenheimer, and he is sublime as the title character. His performance here is captivating. The film really peels back the layers of a man whose own brilliance unleashes something onto the world that forever changes everything. And within Cillian Murphy's performance, you also see how much that affects him and how much that haunts him, seeing his own creation and how it's used. And once we witness with him the Trinity test unfold, you get to see his psyche unravel before our very eyes. The sheer build-up to the Trinity test, all 2 hours of it, is a masterclass in building tension. You obviously know what's going to happen, but yet with the film's relentless pace, structure, and Ludwig Göransson's pulse-pounding score at the forefront, when Nolan does unleash the atom bomb, it's superb. Visually, the scale, the sound design, all of it is immaculate. It's as gorgeous as it is hauntingly terrifying getting to see the atom bomb in action. Pretty much all of this film is beautiful to look at, though, due to Christopher Nolan's amazing direction and Hoyt von Hoytema's cinematography. He continues to be one of my favorite cinematographers in recent years, doing the cinematography on several Christopher Nolan films and Jordan Peele's Nope. All of his stuff just looks beautiful on screen, and since we are utilizing the IMAX cameras a lot, it just looks even better. You have to see this on the biggest screen possible. IMAX, 70mm, whatever premium format you have. Ironically, in a similar vein to Barbie, the cast for Oppenheimer, it's just purely stacked, with much different talent than Barbie, but still just as great a talent. I would also say, similar to Barbie, there are a lot of characters in this that don't really get to do all that much. If you're going into this expecting a lot from Josh Peck, or Jack Quaid, or Devin Bostic, temper your expectations, because they're only in a handful of scenes, even Rami Malek or Gary Oldman. Unfortunately, I also might have to lump in Florence Pugh into that group because she is solid in the limited screen time that she has. And it certainly is memorable because, I mean, most of her screen time, she's not wearing any clothes. But there's a lot of talent in this movie that only get a small handful of scenes to leave any sort of impact. There still, however, are many different people in this cast that are worth praising exponentially, and I think some of these might actually be awards contenders. Let's start off with Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal in this. We haven't seen him really do a lot of heavy lifting drama in a long time. Most people now pretty much associate him with Tony Stark in the MCU, but this is a performance of a lifetime for him. His portrayal of Louis Strauss is excellent in every shape and form. You can tell he's really relishing this character who's so clever, conniving, and vindictive. There's also Matt Damon as Lieutenant General Leslie Groves. I love so many of the interactions between him and J. Robert Oppenheimer, and usually you don't get a whole lot of humor in Christopher Nolan's films, but if there's some humor in this, I think a lot of it does come from his character and his interactions with him. And even though her screen time is very sporadic all throughout the film's runtime, I thought Emily Blunt did a pretty great job portraying Oppenheimer's wife. One moment in particular really stands out with her character, and that is this interrogation scene that she has when she's arguing back and forth with Jason Clarke's character. Just pure awards-worthy, cheer-worthy moment there for me. Even though the film is pretty long at 3 hours, I feel like you very rarely feel that runtime. In particular, I think the first 2 hours fly by. Very rarely are there moments that allow you to let your mind wander. I guess due to the way that the film is structured and the fact it isn't your typical biopic style format, it is kind of unfortunate that we really don't get to know a whole lot about J. Robert Oppenheimer as a person in this. It very much is kind of clinical, cerebral in a sense in the way we approach his character. Cillian Murphy's performance is excellent, there's no debate about that, but by the film's end, I feel like I didn't learn a whole lot about J. Robert Oppenheimer as a person. In a way, I almost feel as if Christopher Nolan is using Oppenheimer as almost a warning where our future may lead if we don't learn from the mistakes of our past. Overall, Oppenheimer is another Christopher Nolan epic. It's wildly bold with its hauntingly powerful story, it's sharp, it's breathtaking, and while it is dense, it might be one of my new favorite films that Christopher Nolan has ever directed. But now you've heard my thoughts on Oppenheimer, make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of the film once you get a chance to check it out? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? If you've seen both this and Barbie, do you have a favorite? Who do you think won the Barbenheimer war if you're actually rooting for one side or the other? Either way, share your thoughts in the comment section down below because it's part of the fun of this time, the conversation you guys in the comment section. Thank you guys, as always, for checking out the videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you have a like on the video, and also subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.